All right, students, this is Mr. Errett, and this is TinkerCAD, and I'm going to give you just a basic kind of overview of how to do a few things in TinkerCAD. This is not going to be for advanced users at all, so if you already know how to do all the basics in TinkerCAD, this video is not for you. This is, however, for people that are just getting started using TinkerCAD, that need to know where everything's at, and kind of the general vibe of just how things work. So first of all, you'll notice that you've got a couple different things on your screen here. You've got kind of information up at the top that will tell you, what the object name is. You got buttons for like copying, pasting, duplicating, etc. And then there's some more buttons over here that we'll get into later. And then you've also got over here on the side kind of view controls that'll help you move around the screen. You've got your work plane, and then over here you've got kind of your object selection stuff. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is learn how to navigate TinkerCAD. What we want to do is pull, and I'm using a mouse. I would always recommend that you use a mouse with TinkerCAD. Some people can use a touchpad and get along all right. I cannot. So I'm going to give you all the controls, how to do it with a mouse. So I'm just going to drag. I'm just going to left click on a box, and I'm going to drag it into the work plane. Now you'll notice that my shape has some different options over here. I can change like the color and whatnot, but we're not going to get into that right now. We're going to save that for a little bit later. What I want to show you is how to navigate. So how you navigate. If I click off of it, all right, so I just left clicked over here in the corner, and that gets me off of the object. Now, what I want to do is I want to learn how to kind of rotate around. So first thing I'm going to show you is the home view. If you click that button, basically we're in the home view right now. So if we were to move out of the home view and then we click it, it's going to take you back to the home view. Fit all in view is going to zoom in on all your objects. Okay. Zoom in is going to zoom in. Zoom out is going to zoom out. Right? And then we can switch to orthographic view, which is like a top-down view if we want. So those are your basics. To move around your object, you can see you got this cube here, and I can click on the top and see the top. And then I have these arrows. I can rotate it around, see the right. I can rotate it around and see the back, so on and so forth. I can click a corner, see a corner, etc., etc. Or I can just grab the cube and rotate it to see whatever side I want to see. All right, now, I do not like using these tools over here. I like using the mouse tools. So what are the mouse tools? Well, first of all, your scroll wheel zooms in and out, right? And then if you right click and then move your mouse, you are going to be able to rotate and spin things around, which is very handy. Now, if you hold, let's see, shift and right click, then you can move things back and forth. So basically, these tools are okay, but really the mouse tools are going to make you more efficient. So right click, spin things around, mouse wheel, zoom in, zoom out, and shift right click, and you can move things around. Okay, those are kind of your basics to movement on TinkerCAD. Now, what about object manipulation? That's going to be kind of what we need to talk about next. So let's go ahead and go back to the home view here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this object, and you'll see I get some boxes and things that pop up on it. What do all of these things mean? Well, you've got a few different things. You've got these little white boxes in the corner that's going to click and drag it from the corner to change the size of the object. Right? You got a little white box up on the top that's going to change the height of your object. Okay, now what about the black ones? They're just going to change that specific side of that object. All right, so a little more control maybe over there. You'll notice how whenever I click and drag something, it shows me what the reading is right here. Guess what? I can click on that, and I can change that to a specific amount. So it makes it much, much simpler to be precise. Right now, you might be wondering what this little black cone on the top is for. That's for raising it up and down off the ground, okay, or off the work plane, which you'll need once you start building objects. But I'm going to go ahead and set that back to 0 and put it on there. Now, you probably also notice that I get these little rotate buttons coming up here. Okay, so we got these little rotate things. Now, these rotate buttons are kind of cool because you gotta know which side you want to rotate, first of all. All right, so here's rotate this way. If I spin around and grab this one, I can rotate it this way. And then if I grab this one down here, I can rotate it this way. Now you'll notice it's kind of like jumping around as I rotate. That's all dependent on where your mouse is at. So if you're inside, it's going to jump at what, like about 12.5 degrees or something like that. And then if you go outside, it's going to go by every degree, so you can be really precise. So you can either go by chunks, which makes it nice to go like 90 degrees and things like that, or you can go out and you can rotate it as much as you want. All right, so that's your basics in object manipulation. If I want to move it around the plane, I just simply click on it and move it around, and that's it. And you'll notice I've still got these boxes that come up, so I can move it a specific amount from where I'm at too. Right? So that's your basics of movement and object manipulation. We'll do a couple of more little things here, but I'm going to save those for another video.